Hey guys, it's me Edgar here to do another video and yeah, I really thought why not do it? It's around that time now and let's talk about it because season 3 is out and there are 3 episodes and I'm better off doing that as soon as possible, but I'll just say this. Season 2 was fucking awesome. In so many levels. Not only we get to see Rose Williams, Deathstroke's daughter, in this show done properly, the right way, and not utilized in a worthless situation to where she really isn't gonna come back anytime or if ever, and that says a lot. And Deathstroke, fuck me. The way they built him and the way they show his backstory was perfection. I mean, give that shit a 10 out of 10. Give that stuff all the way. The actor who played Deathstroke was literally the embodiment of what Deathstroke is. They sort of change a little bit of his son's death and how um, they sort of change his son's death into ways where I'm like, okay, so he was aware of the whole time and he was inside of him. Unbelievable. But the biggest thing I felt that really hurt the season. I mean, personally, everything was fine. I mean, if you take away that shit ending, everything would have been fine. Everything would have been fine. You had a really good ending, and the whole buildup of Nightwing would have been perfect. The whole buildup of the Titans come together and stop yours truly, Deathstroke, and all that stuff, it would have been really great. It would have been really great. But instead, they didn't do any of that shit, and they fucked it up. And before we do talk about that, let's talk about Superboy. When they were introducing Superboy and Crypto, the dog, I was a little bit scratching my head. I'm like, okay, they're going to introduce them. That's awesome at one hand. But I wonder how they're going to really do these characters. So when they really just did the character, they did it an interesting way that I feel like it not only it makes sense for a person that's a clone would react, because if you're a clone, you're not going to be your average Joe. You're going to, what's that word? You're going to act strange. You're going to act the weirdest fucking kid ever. And that made the show really interesting. And they really, really, really need to learn their mistakes and not make it where, oh yeah, we're going to pretty much falsely advertise an ending to where yours truly fucking Donna Troy, who supposedly gets killed by Superboy when he gets mind controlled. It's just, and the whole part with that, I'm like, that is a whole different level. And it's just, honestly, I'm being real and I'm saying this, what in the fuck did they really thought of that? I mean, if you're going to have that, you better go all out on that shit, because if you don't, you are a fucking dumbass. And that's exactly what they did. And it's like, you're telling me you hype this shit up. You hype this shit up to a, oh, big death happened. big death in the team. It's going to change things. And it just literally just fucking ridiculous. Meanwhile, when all this shit's going on, you have yours truly, Raven, trying to control her powers. And I'm already going to say this. If there is going to be a season 3, more likely you're probably going to see a Trigon storyline come in the show. I will not be surprised. And granted, I would not be surprised she goes in her demon form. But I mean, it is what it is. But it's just like, I love the buildup of yours truly fucking Nightwing. The whole buildup, the costume was leaked. But yet again, I'm like, I really want to see it with the actor. And I'm like, oh, dude, it was so good. I loved it. It was so awesome seeing Deathstroke and Nightwing battling out. Holy shit, that was one of the best shit ever. And it was history in the making. Oh, it was so good. It was so good in so many levels. I loved it the tiny little bits. I even liked the whole Rose and Jason relationship. That was great. That was awesome. But another thing that still kind of bothers me in this season, and granted, it's the series itself, is Cloak and Dagger. They feel fucking filler characters. They don't feel like important. Like, I really, truly believe, like, no matter whatever we have these characters show up in a episode, it just feels like filler. And I just don't care about them. I don't really, just going to say this, I don't really want to see them. If you ask me, I would get rid of them and bring in other Titan members, like yours truly, Robin himself, Tim Drake, and also yours truly, Cassie Kane, or somebody would have been more fitting. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a good season. Just got a shit ending when they really go down. And granted, we all know she's going to come back. And I'm hoping in later on in season 3, she wears her black outfit. Hold on, I'm going to show it right now. I'm going to show it. Just give me 1 minute. Comics. Okay. She needs to wear it. She needs to wear that shit. And I really want it. And the actress, should I say, is fucking amazing. All right. She needs to wear something like this. I mean, they already show her classic costume, which is great. They have the first costume be based around like this. But I really think it's time to bring this suit on live action and everything else. But, I mean, besides all that stuff, I got nothing else to say. I mean, the show was a really good season. I don't see nothing was wrong with it. All the episodes were consistent. All the episodes were really great. The whole point to where Starfire finally remembers who she really was resolved in a good way. But, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to say this right now. I really feel like it's kind of too little too late on her. And granted, we're bringing in Blackfire, and hopefully she could be a really cool asset for the show. And hopefully we could have a good fucking entry in the show to where we see Starfire have her moment fully and not literally go Mortal Kombat style. But yeah, I mean, overall, just love the season. I enjoyed it. I really loved it, the tiny little bits. And I'll see you guys later on sometime whenever I do fucking season 3.